So now we're going to go ahead and dress this up a little more, make this game a little more visually appealing. It's functioning, and it's probably a good idea to go through and just get your game functioning.
Right.
You can spend a lot of time preparing assets and all that, but really, unless the game works, it's probably not all that great. So ultimately, I guess it doesn't matter whether you produce the assets and texture them before the game or after, but we're just going to choose to do it now. So let's make this look a little better. And what have we done in order to? What are we going to do in order to do that, Daniel?
Okay. We have some images all set to. What we're going to do is something called UV texturing, and basically what that is it's applying a way to apply an image to your objects.
Okay.
So a good place to start in this is I'm going to split the screen there.
Okay.
Go into the UV image editor.
Okay.
And I'm going to open up our...
Let's see, if you go to the desktop, that'd be good. We've got a folder there, MHH for Monkey Headhunter, and a folder called Textures. And we've just got 3 JPEG images in there.
Right, so we're going to load up the jungle image.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see that right there. I'm going to select the background plane that I added previously. I'm going to go into the edit panel. I'm going to go into front view, go into edit mode, and I'm going to hit the U key. And that is going to bring up the unwrap menu.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of unwrap do we want to use on this plane?
In this plane, we're just going to do we can do a simple unwrap or project from view.
Okay, let's do project from view.
And wait.
All right, there we go. We are running a screen capture here, so that does slow down the performance of Blender a little bit because we're recording the screen at the same time as we're doing this.
All right, so in the image editor, you'll see the...
Don't roll that in too fast, because back and forth too fast, because you're gonna make me vomit. So, okay. Well, I see there is a representation, like a yellow line box in there that's the same, that represents that plane there. So we just select that and scale that up.
Yes.
Okay, and you're using A key to select all, and then...
Yep, another thing that we can do, I'm going to exit that, is we're going to go over here and hit this lock button.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what that does is it causes any changes in this window will cause a change in the other windows. Okay. So what this does when I go into scale mode, I can see the image updated in real time.
Very cool.
So we're just going to...
All right, so I see the proportions of your 2 spaces are different. This jungle is wide, and that one's square, and this one's rectangular.
Right.
So you're going to change the size of your... You're just going to let it be squished like that, or are you going to...
No.
Okay.
We're going to reorient the plane so that it fits the camera's...
Whoa.
There we go. Fits the camera's view, this inner dotted line.
Okay. So I've got a, that looks fine. It's still a little skewed, and I've got a trick for you that it's sort of a very little known Blender hotkey combination to scale your plane to fit an image texture. Have you ever used the Alt-V
No, I haven't.
All right, but you're going to actually have to have that assigned as an image texture before you can do that. So, yeah, it won't work. Go ahead and let's go ahead and assign that as an actual texture to the plane.
Okay.
Using the material buttons, right? And add a new material, and then go ahead in the texture buttons and add a new image texture type image, And then from that little menu there, pull that and select that. Okay, now in object mode up here, if you go tab back into object mode and press Alt V. And that Alt V, what it did was it automatically scaled the plane to the proportions of the image.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. I'm hoping they keep that feature because I use it a lot.
Okay.
There probably should be a button somewhere that said scale plane to image size.
Right. So yeah, I'm gonna hit the card to just rename our.
Yeah, that of course is the automatic naming. Yeah, I know it's a bad pun, but really that's the only thing I can think. A car for automatic naming. And what did you just do there?
Yeah, I named our material to background.
Okay. The one thing I need to do yet, if we're going to use this as an image texture, is we need to change the mapping type to UV texture mapping. Map input there and change that to UV input.
Okay. All right. So if we hit P, start the game, you can see our updated background, and you can also see that the background looks rather washed out.
Okay.
And that is due to our lighting.
Before we get into that, when I was experimenting with, I'll just say that we sort of baked this up earlier to make sure that it was basically going to work, but I had my draw type for the 3D viewport wrong, and I didn't see the texture. So why don't you show them here? Yeah, right there where you've got different draw types, and we need to be in the textured draw type to see those UV textures, don't we?
Yes.
Okay. And they also need to be in that mode to show up in the game, right?
Right.
Now Blender has another method of seeing these backgrounds. You can go into the solid mode, and then under the view menu you can select your view properties and go ahead and pull that up a little bit, and you can turn on solid texture and you'll see it there. But unfortunately that does not work if you go into game mode.
Right.
So if you hit P right now, it disappears. So for it to show up in the game engine, while you might find that useful for your modeling to use that solid texture, you do need to have your draw type on textured.
Okay.